everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for November 22nd, 2019, 3 p.m. Eastern. Perception that we sometimes have when we're in these bodies it's tricky because we view with our eyes and we see certain things and we take in certain things through the mind, the ego mind. And then, of course, for most, it's from the ego mind to the heart mind, and not the heart mind to the ego mind. And we look at, we kind of make a comparison when we're standing on this planet, and we look at the vastness of the space, and, we compare our physical size in comparison with everything else, and then many of us feel insignificant, small, compared to the grand scheme of things, so to speak. And it's actually the opposite. You see how we're led into a direction almost like it's led into a direction of separation from who we are, but yet we don't know this. We can't describe it in our English words. There aren't really words that really do describe who and what we are. But if we could put a word on what it feels like to experience our true nature, it would be pure, it would be magna glorious, it would be euphoric, it would be nirvana. And people say, well, yeah, but see, we do get caught up, all of us do, in our personal issues and dramas, worldly dramas. And we pay too much attention to the thoughts passing through our minds. Way too much. Way too much. Picture each of your thoughts as like a cloud drifting through the sky, like presence, vast spaciousness of your soul's infinite being. And I don't know how many of you still look at the sky and watch the clouds rather than looking for spaceships and that type of thing. But you look at the sky and you know how the clouds move, we watch them. Sometimes they're moving fast. Other times they just kind of quaff by. And when we have that kind of a sky and those clouds, you kind of look at the clouds as thoughts floating by. Now, we don't embrace them. We don't try to analyze them. We don't take them in. We just watch them float by. And that's, if you can look at that picture, the pictogram of that, and understand to really look at how we can do that with our own thoughts. And we watch as each cloud just flows by, just floats by, reminding us that who and what we truly are is far, far beyond these mere mortal words. Far, far, far. And the universe's greatest astronauts are all here, raising their champagne glasses high and giving us a big toast to our amazing sky-like selves. And just embrace that for a moment, that we are unlimited biggest things that we have is that when we are in this life, how we are misdirected by the ego mind. And there really is no right or wrong. It is all about experiencing. And what is it that this civilization truly desires collectively? What is it? All these gods here on this planet. Is it stuff? Is it more stuff? And more stuff? When we are not in love with ourselves, we seek outside of ourselves to fulfill that which we are. You see? We do not embrace that which we are from within. We do not go in. We seek outside. Well, if I get this, I'll have that. And if I have that, I'll get this. And then, I'm waiting for this. And when this comes, I'll be having this. And it's incessant, and it pulls us way, way far from ourselves. You picture that you are unlimited. You are infinite. You're as vast as the sky itself and beyond. But see, we look at ourselves as, we have these bodies and we're small, and, buildings are big, and, the planet's big, and how can we be that way? I've had people say that. How can you be that way? Because we're not really powerful. We can't. What you view that from the body and smashing holes in things, and being powerful physically. That's not it. The power that we are is the divine, infinite love that we are. And there's nothing, really nothing, that can shift that into lower frequency. This is why everywhere in the universes you have those who wish to not allow it to expand. How do they do that? They trick the gods. They trick them. And they misguide them. And they get them angry. You see, when we're in these physical bodies, unless we are coached into our own understanding, then we are fragmented. And we spend a majority of these short stays in these bodies trying to figure out how to get those pieces back together. When am I going to feel complete? When am I going to feel content? When am I going to actually truly be happy forever? When is all of this stress and all of these things going to stop happening? When am I going to get a break? When are things going to really brighten up for me? When am I going to meet the one? It goes on and on. Many, many different things that we all, in many different avenues, discuss with ourselves or with our friends. How many times have you heard people say they're so tired? Oh, they're tired. They're just tired. They're ready to go. Have you heard that one? They're ready to go. They're just tired. Right? And it is because of the fact that we spend so much time outside of ourselves, yet we never find out who we are. And then by the time we've experienced, if we're fortunate enough, that we've experienced, say 70, 80, 90 years, then we come to the full conclusion of what we didn't do to find out who we were while we were. And we become, we say, wow, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done this. And I could have done that. But you know something? Each of us have a life experience. And that is the deep, deep, deep gratitude that we have for that experience. It's an experience. That's what it is. It is nothing more than that. For us gods, it is an experience in these bodies. So we choose, once we find out, some of us will find out, that who and what we are. And then we become more and more enlightened, which was we move more and more into love. And then as we move more and more into love, we begin to understand more and more of who and what we are. Then, what is the biggest joy that you think that you feel or have experienced in this life that really has just set you free? Where you're not concerned or worried about what's going to happen with you, because your confidence is so deeply rooted to your core God that you know everything flows effortlessly. And as long as you go with that flow, everything will come your way. All of it. And all you need to do is pick and choose which of those opportunities, which of those little adventures that you wish to embrace. And that's the internal relationship with your God is absolutely paramount. And when we find out and we say to ourselves, I am everything that I have ever desired to be outside of myself within. I am unlimited. There's no limits. There's no box canyon. There's no ceiling. You're not going to hit a ceiling as you soar. It is endless. You determine. Only you determine. Excuse me. So there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, that can't be." You know, what about this, this, and this? Well, you created it, and then as you create it, you embrace it, and as you embrace it, you drag it with you through the life. You see, we take these things and we experience them, and instead of letting them go, we embrace them and hang on to them and reflect upon them and revisit them. You see, if you had a red wagon and you kept filling it with weighted items, and at first it was real light, so you didn't even notice it as you carried it, as you pulled it. But then as time went by, you kept putting things in the red wagon. And as you put those things in the red wagon, it became harder and harder to pull it. Okay? And then you decided, well, it's so heavy now, my arm, I can't pull it, so I'll get behind it and push it. See? And as you continue to do that, you continue to put more things in it. And eventually, you can't push it. It is so heavy that it will not move. And then you sit with it for the rest of your life. And you relive it, and you pick the things up in it, and you review them, and you contemplate them, and you experience them again by contemplating them. And you just stay there. You cannot empty them out of the wagon because you feel compelled that you need them and you have to hold on to them. So you stay there, still in that place, continually loading that wagon up more and more. That's just one picture, one analogy of a lot of us, maybe if not all of us. And it's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just the things that we get in the habit of when these bodies and this matrix that we're in, that we're leaving. So once we can look at that from our own perspective of ourselves, without ridicule, without anger, frustration, anxiousness, hurriedness, and just flowing with it and saying, I think it's time for me to empty my wagon so I can pull it without effort. like your subconscious. Subconscious gets filled up with all of this stuff, and you never end up going anywhere because you're so stymied and fixed. But when you start emptying it and refilling it with, actually filling it with new creations of positive, uplifting, advancing, soaring, expanding, unlimited. And you go with the flow. Because I'm going to tell you something. If people think that planning is it's the structure and we've got to plan this and we've got to plan this and we've got to plan that. And we talk about the river of void. Now this goes against the grain of how this civilization has been trained like lab rats in a lab or a maze on how to be, how to think, the proper this, the proper that, the right direction, the right structure. Just picture that wagon full of debris and not being able to even push it. The river of void, the bridge, takes us over the river of void into the unknown, and that is where we want to be. The unknown. Most of us play it safe. Say, oh no, I'm not going to go there. I don't know what's out there. I'm going to stay right here. If I go out there, I'm not, and then we start, the ego mind starts shooting these thoughts out saying, now what if this happens? What if I do that and this happens? Or what if I do that and this happens? We are conjuring our own defeat before we have even stepped foot into that unknown. See? And that is the vastness of the archon control of things, of implanting these things within us in our genome to make us feel unwanted or unloved or sinful or ungrateful and worried and stressed and fearful, and to believe that we are small and insignificant is a atrocious thing. It is all wrong. It is all a lie. It is a deception. It is a total misguidance. But knowing that is absolutely phenomenal. When you know it, how many do you think actually know that? You don't guess it. You know it. So if you know it, then you begin to understand that you are spaciousness, vastness. You're unlimited. You cover everything. You connect with everything. You are not separate. You are everything. And that's a fact. And when you start to travel in that direction, that adventure, many horizons open up for you. They've always been there. It's just that we block them with our ego mind and worry and stress and fear. Do we conjure these things? We create them. We think it comes from outside somewhere. Oh boy, there's something coming in. All right, here we go. And people say, well, how do you do that? No matter what happens, you just go with the flow. It is the confidence and the love that you have for yourself. That's it. It is the deep-rooted confidence and love you have for yourself within your core existence of the God that you are. That's what it is. You embrace the God that you are. You are infinite. You soar. You don't flounder and struggle. Lighthearted. Not taking things in verbatim. Not embracing these thoughts. Remember the clouds in the sky floating by. That's how the thoughts are. I'm not just going to watch them go by. And if they come in and hit you, you go to yourself, you're just a thought. That's all you are. And I don't care to participate in that. I'm not going to bring you in. I've done that before. I know what kind of thought you are. So I'm going to leave you as a thought. That's it. So in this meditation, we are unlimited. We just are we're unlimited. The only limits we put on ourselves is that from this matrix and how we have been trained to believe. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure most of you are. And the first thing we want to do is to relax our bodies. And only you know where you hold your stresses and your fears and your anxieties. No one else knows. Now, I have worked on people that really, I think they kind of knew, but they didn't know that they had that much stored in their body. Okay. How many do not know how to truly relax? Really don't. Many of this civilization doesn't know how to relax. They think it's, well, let's get this and let's take a shot of this or do that, or let's have a cigar or what. It's not it. So, relax the body. Just let it just fall off. Whatever it is, just let it fall away. No attachment. See? Everything outside of you is an attachment. And you choose if you're going to attach to it and have it attached to you. Whether it be riches, wealth, financial securities, relationships, whatever. And you choose if you're going to attach that to yourself. Now, when it becomes overly so, and you feel heavy with so many attachments, then you just surrender them. They'll fall off. You'll get this wave, this feeling. You're just very at ease, and it feels really good because you know you're not attached to it. So if it is gone, it is not an issue for you. You are not screaming and yelling and grabbing and clawing to keep it with you. You let it go. This is how one of the ways you relax the body. Just let things go. Everything. It's not like they're going to disappear. It's just that the attachment of their energy you have let go of, which means that if it were going to be gone tomorrow, it would not be an issue for you. See? Enjoy it in the now. Always in the now. But most people worry about tomorrow, the future. What's going to happen? Will this happen or that happen? See? Only the now. So you detach yourself from the attachments that you have generated to be attached to you by just letting them go. All of it. In the now. And you enjoy them. But you don't have that heavy attachment. And yes, you can love everything, but you do not need to be fully attached to everything. So you relax the body and it folds off. And you know it. You feel it through the heart-mind that the body is relaxed. It's like when we use the hammock where you're just floating and you haven't a care in the world. That is just being, not thinking, just being. So as we relax the body, we're going to want to move ourselves through the heart-mind into the now. And the now is all that we will ever have. It is always the now. The past is the past. It is in the now. The future is the future. It is in the now. And in the now, in the moment, we create our future. Whatever we do in the now creates our future. So by being in the now, we still the ego mind. See, all that chatter coming at us, and all the chatter coming from the subconscious mind, we still that. It becomes quiet. That means stillness of the mind. And by moving in the now, that's what does occur. In your journey to fully embrace the God that you are within you becomes more. And you accelerate more to your core in this stillness in the now. relax the body and we're in the now, we're going to want to breathe. We breath in through the mouth, we breath in through the nose, and we breath out through the mouth. And as we breath in through the nose, we hold at 1001, 1002, 1003, and breath out through the mouth. So it's a real comfortable inhale, breath in through the nose. You know, it's fill the lungs, take it in, hold it 3 seconds, and then let it out through the mouth. In with the good, out with the bad. In with the positive, out with the negative. And we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. And as, you know, for those of you who are new to this meditation, and this now and the circle of light, the reason we hold our breath is because it focuses on the now. It brings us to the now. When we get off track or we get derailed from the now, we can literally bring ourselves back by focusing on our breathing and listening to our breathing. Seriously, it works every time. For some, it might take longer, others less. But believe me, you focus through the heart-mind on your breathing, all that noise will fade out. And after a while, it's almost like, I'm going to fade out. I'm going to go within myself. I am going to focus on my breathing, and I'm going to stay in the now. This is conversations I have with myself. Now, as you're breathing in through the nose, you're breathing in divine positive energy. This comes from the collective consciousness, the universe, is source creation. Comes from all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It's a positive vibration. It's a very high vibrational frequency. It comes from pure, deep, eternal love. And it goes in through our God to our heart-mind. If we're conscious, we have embraced the heart-mind, and we function from the heart-mind, then we will receive the information. It's a constant flow 24/7. We're unlimited. We're infinitesimal. We're magna glorious. We're stupendous. And like I said, there really aren't any true words that can describe what we are. Not in this small vocabulary on this planet. But they just don't have them. And we are vast and extending. And we're amazing, spectacular, and this is a fact. It is truth. It isn't ego. It isn't look at me. It is this is what I am. Therefore, I embrace it with the deep eternal love that I am. And you know, then you start to realize that when you view the body and the size of the body, and you try to identify that with the vastness of that which you are, you'll become lost because it is just a construct. You communicate with everything, all life, all that there is. Ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You're unlimited. You flow with deep eternal love and deep gratitude. You position yourself with the journey within. You don't fight things. You don't stress. Your guilt is not there, for that is an illusion. Your sin is not there, for that is an illusion. Your undeserving feeling and low self-esteem is an illusion. Every one of us are the grandest of the grand, the most spectacular of the spectacular. Vastness, unlimited, amazing. Now, as we breath out through the mouth, we're aware that ego mind is always there to try to push us in the wrong direction. And as we become more conscious of that, we love the ego mind. We have no beef with it. We just understand how it operates, and therefore we know how to guide it rather than it guiding us. This is very empowering when we understand that clearly. So we know how to maneuver through the heart mind to have the heart mind as the master over the subconscious and the ego mind. And once you fully understand that, embrace it, everything shifts and changes. You flow effortlessly, unlimited. You remember, we are merged with our God, with the kingdom of God, and we operate with the heart mind. So the three of us are one. We're all together. And on top of that, we also have the archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes, all of them vibrating at a higher frequency than we do in these bodies, who are with us in deep eternal love and unlimited deep eternal gratitude. All of the highest, deepest eternal love, and from the highest, deepest eternal love in the trillions with us right now, always with us. And we have the ascended masters, and we really are all ascended masters. We do ascend out of the body, and then we just navigate as gods, and then as we determine, then we're pulled back into this process of incarnating and occupying a body with no memory. And we start over every day, every single incarnation. It's like a broken record. And that will end too. So, as the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, Pel, Thoth, Abundantia, Moria, and many, many, many more, they've ascended out of body, and they're in God form. And they're with us 24/7. And they are the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love. So all of us together, arm in arm, hand in hand, immediately form our circle of light, our kingdom of God existence. And we are the light. We are not the fake light, say. We are not the seductive light. We are the true light of the kingdom of God, the true God, the God that we are, source creation. And as we form this circle at the equator of this planet Earth, she definitely embraces us in deep eternal love from deep eternal love as we embrace her. This creates a sphere of impenetrable, high, balanced, harmonious vibrational frequency that literally embraces and floods and saturates all of us. We're all in these spheres. We're the highest high of deep eternal love frequency. So any intrusion, any intent to do harm from outside low frequencies cannot be, they cannot sustain their form or their intent. It's just not possible. So they dissipate and fade. This is where through the heart mind, we understand that, and we are over the ego mind, so that we don't embrace those thoughts that the ego mind shoots at us, so that we embrace them and create a reality that really wasn't there to begin with. Just by embracing those thoughts, we create the reality. So it's impenetrable. The higher our frequency, there's no way low frequencies can sustain themselves to do us any harm. It doesn't matter if they're transdimensionals, whatever beings or whatever intent or whatever it may be, cannot penetrate the field, cannot cause disruption. The only ones that cause disruption are us as slaves to the ego mind. Now we begin to float up above the planet. It's effortless. We are above our bodies. We float above our heads in pure harmony, in deep eternal love and bliss and joy, and we just flow there. We just float. And obviously, we're so freed and so light and so expansive and unlimited. We call out to all the light energy beings who are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And all of them who are only of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us. And this meditation is now in the circle of light. They are in full compassion, non-judgment, and non-ego, stillness, peace, benevolence, tranquility, kindness, generous, humble. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills the universe. Many Gugaplexes fill many universes. And they all are coming and flowing in a jubilistic joy. Their gods with our gods with theirs. And so they join us in a circle of light in this meditation. It's now. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of these civilizations, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this, meditation in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, stillness, non-ego, joy, bliss, kindness, tranquility, benevolence, generous, humble. And they all come arm in arm, hand in hand, in the billions. And they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon the galactics, the off-worlders. All of those civilizations, there are many. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment, non-ego, stillness, generous, humble, benevolent, tranquil. And they come arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They have assisted us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment. They're in non-ego. They are in stillness. They are in benevolence and tranquility, generous and humble, joyous, kind, caring, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one, and we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They are in full compassion and non-judgment, non-ego, stillness, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence, generous, humble. And they come in the trillions. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. They come in shapes and sizes and forms and configurations of which we have never seen. And they join us arm in arm, hand in hand, in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we're all love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It saturates the great expanses of the sacredness of space. It uplifts the entire vibrational frequency of existence and creation to the highest high of highs and the deepest of deepest, deepest eternal loves and gratitudes. It cannot be pushed back, and it does not dissipate. And as it expands, it continues to gain more and more high frequencies throughout all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. We created this sphere. It's set center circle. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion, hundreds of them. It can be seen, heard, and felt, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You can feel it flood you, saturate you. Your physical body. The kingdom of God that you are. Your God. You feel it flood you. You feel this through the heart mind. You are unlimited. We all are. The only limits that exist are those through just the thoughts of the ego mind. We are in the heart mind. The heart mind supervises the ego mind, the subconscious. So therefore, all these thoughts are just clouds passing in the sky. You feel the frequency. You begin to vibrate more and more at the blissful theta vibrational frequency, theta wave. You move yourself in higher ecstasy, nirvana, peace, joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, kindness, benevolence, tranquility, stillness, non-ego. We look down upon the planet and we see all life, all of our brothers and sisters, all the parts of source creation, all the pieces, everything. And our intent for everything part of them, that we all literally are in harmony with ourselves, with our gods, and with each other. That we are bliss, that we are unlimited, that we operate from the heart-mind, that we love everything, everyone, all things, that we are in the highest of highest, deepest gratitudes, that we are in the highest of highest of deep eternal love, that we maintain this as it becomes effortless and as we absorb more and more of that of which we are. Unlimited, we are. Unlimited, all of us. We are all one. We are all love. Join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Unlimited. We are an experience every second of ourselves, of the gods that we are. So take this with you the rest of the day into the evening and night until following morning. You cannot not be blissful or joyous and happy and freeing. And remember those thoughts that we get every single split second. They're no different than the clouds passing in the sky. And let's continue our journey into the kingdom of God within each and every one of us. We'll be back here